The rain stitched the river into broken glass the day we buried my sister Lucy. I was still holding the folded program when I saw my father step off the gravel path and wade toward the dark water. In his hands, a small wooden box wrapped in white cloth like a secret. My mother stood behind him, eyes hollow, lips pressed into a line that didn't belong to a mother anymore. He didn't look at me. He just set the box down and let the current take it. I froze. Then the wind shifted and from inside that box came a sound, thin, fragile, impossible. My heart stopped. I ran, slipping through the mud, breath tearing out of me. "Please be empty," I whispered. "Please." I dragged it from the reeds with shaking hands. The lid was nailed shut. I jammed my car key into the seam and pried. The sound came again, soft, human. When the lid cracked open, the world fell apart. My name is Emily Carter. In Ashford, people used to say the Carters didn't cry. We hosted charity galas, we signed checks, we owned silence like a family heirloom. My father built an empire on 3 rules: protect the family, protect the name, protect the silence. My sister Lucy never fit into that frame. She painted on her jeans, laughed too loud, and fell in love with Ethan Miller, a mechanic with oil under his nails and a heart too honest for our polished world. Dad smiled like a man cutting glass. "Ambition?" he asked over dinner. "Joy," Lucy said, and I swear the room lost oxygen. That night, he told me, she means him. And just like that, her life became a mistake to manage. When Lucy told me she was pregnant, she was trembling so hard I wrapped her in a blanket and made cocoa like when we were kids. She smiled through tears. He kicked like he said my name. I touched her belly and felt something alive, something good, and I knew our house would break under the weight of it. It did. The arguments turned to cold wars, and then she was gone. Complications, the hospital said. The funeral script hit my inbox 2 hours later, written like a press release. And then my father walked to the river with a box. When I pried it open, there he was, a newborn, barely breathing, wrapped in white cloth. A hospital bracelet circled his ankle, baby boy Miller. "Jesus," I breathed. "Lucy." I stripped off my scarf and swaddled him. "Hey," I whispered, "you're okay." Then came my father's voice, low and rusted. "Give him to me." "You threw him in the river," I said. "You don't understand," he muttered, "try me." He looked at the water like it might explain him. "The papers, the timing, your sister's choices, a child," I snapped. "Say it." Mom's whisper trembled. "Richard, please. We can fix this," he said, "he's not a stain." I ran. Tires spun in mud, sirens lived in my blood. I drove to St. Augustine's ER. The nurse took one look and shouted for help. "Where did you find him?" she asked. "Near the river," I said. "Alone." She studied me, then nodded. "You saved him." I swallowed hard. I think he saved me. They took him in. The chart read Baby Carter because I said it fast and didn't let them argue. When the doctor came back, he smiled. "Early distress, mild hypothermia, but he's a fighter." "Of course he is," I whispered. "He's Lucy's." I named him Lucas. I signed foster papers with hands that had never shaken in a boardroom but trembled now. I learned the rhythm of bottles and 3 a.m. cries. And for the first time in my life, silence didn't mean control, it meant peace. On the 3rd day, my father came. He didn't knock. He just stood in the hallway, eyes colder than marble. "Enough," he said. "Give me the child. I'll handle the arrangements." "Arrangements like drowning?" My voice came out sharp. He stepped closer. "Like discretion." "Lucy wasn't a mistake," I said. "You'll regret this rebellion." "I already regret not stopping you sooner." Mom stood behind him, gray and trembling. "He's scared," she said. "So am I whispered, but not of the truth. He warned me about money, about lawyers, and the press. I told him I had friends, and spine. He stared at me a long time. You're making yourself an enemy of this family. No, I said, holding Lucas. I'm making us into one. I called Ethan. When he answered, his voice was wrecked. They killed my son, he said. No, I whispered. He's alive. Silence. Then a sound like a man breaking open. Where? St. Augustine's. I'm coming. He arrived breathless. When he saw Lucas, he crumpled. Hey, little man. He looked at me like I'd pulled the stars out of the river. Why? Because Lucy would never forgive me if I didn't. We built a plan. Guardianship. Documentation. Proof. Every threat, every text, every apology that wasn't. We built a file thick enough to stop a lie. Dad sent flowers with no name. Mom texted, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. Then came court. Family courtrooms are small, on purpose. Judge Decker read every page, every lie, every truth. Dad's lawyer called it a misunderstanding born of grief. The judge asked for regret. My father offered performance. She asked for evidence. I gave her the dashcam video. Dad froze. The footage showed him leaving with the box, returning empty-handed. He laughed. A box could contain anything. Then why, I asked, was there a hospital bracelet inside with Lucy's name? Silence fell. The judge turned to him. At a river, Mr. Carter? He faltered. We panicked. The judge's voice was steel. A newborn was found in a box. His aunt risked her life to save him. The best interest of the child is my only concern. Ethan spoke quietly. He's my son. I'll take any shift, any class. Please. And you, Miss Carter? I'll support them. Every way I can. The judge nodded. Custody granted jointly to Mr. Miller and Miss Carter. Supervised visitation for the grandparents. Mom whispered, we were wrong. We lost our daughter. I won't lose our grandson. Dad said nothing. Outside, the rain came clean. We ran through it laughing like people who had survived the storm. 3 nights later, I found Dad at the river. You were always the troublesome one, he said. It had to be someone, I replied. He looked tired. Power is a corridor with doors that lock behind you. One day you're holding a box and you don't know how to be anyone else. You can step back, I said. Can I? When stepping back always meant death?